Hey everyone, I'm Janice and I have a new tutorial for you guys, and it's going to be 3 sets of instructions for 3 separate cards. The first card that I'll be showing in the video is going to be the ombre card. As you can see, it goes from light to dark, and then it says right here, sending love your way. And this one is meant to be like a sympathy card, which I thought that would be good for just like a general sympathy type thing. So this will be the first video that I show the instructions for. The second one is going to be the congrats happy christening. So as you can see, usually it's like a celebration for the christening. Afterwards you have a little party, and I thought this would be good with the balloons and the stars kind of like falling down is what I was trying to do. The last card I think is my favorite. You can see the hello in ombre, and then inside it says congrats and good luck. So I always think of like really bright and fun colors for good things, I guess you can say. So that's where these came in. And this will be the last card that I show you how to do. And I promise you'll be able to do it. It looks harder than it actually is. Now let's go ahead and get started on our first card. The first card that we will be doing will be this ombre card. And this is like a sympathy card. Right here it says sending love your way. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to need to cut our black paper. And all I did was grab a regular sized sheet of paper and then just cut off the portion at the bottom and folded it in half. And that should give you the actual size of the paper that we're going to be using. So I'm going to put this here as a reference. So we'll have our card base. And then for this part right here, just go ahead and get like a scratch white or ivory paper. And that's going to be this ombre part right there. And just so we have all the pieces together, go ahead and get your die set and grab the love. And we're going to cut this out twice. The first time we'll cut it out with the mirror card, and the second time we're going to add a black card. Can't really tell, but I layered it together so that I could raise it up. So we're going to cut one mirror card and one black one. Next thing we're going to do is grab our large banner and then go ahead and cut just one of these, and this is what you should get. And for the inside, we're going to get our ivory paper. You can use the white too, whichever one. And then we're going to cut one more banner. Okay, so now I'm going to set everything aside. That way we can start on our background. So I'm going to put these right here. Now for this part, you can either put washi tape on the bottom, or if you have like a mat that helps you keep the card from moving, you can use that. I have this little piece. I had pre-cut it for one of my stat platforms, and this was like the leftover piece for it. So I just use this randomly when I have small pieces. And we're gonna grab our markers in Indian Saffron, number 405, Bright Sunflower 403, and Lemon Drops 401. And then starting from the top down, we'll be doing the lemon drops, the sunflower, and then the saffron all the way at the bottom. And you can see kind of like it goes from light to medium to really dark. And all I did was just color it through. this is what you should get when you're done. And next we're gonna get our Glacier paste. And we are going to open this carefully. And we're just gonna lightly brush this on. So I'm just gonna go back and forth at an angle just so I can pick it up as I go, because I'll probably have leftover. So we just apply it like this. So it'll look like that. We'll do this all the way down to the bottom of the card. Since it's a thin layer, I didn't really have to put washi tape down, but if you don't have like a mat like this, I recommend just putting some washi folded up underneath to keep it from moving. I'm just gonna put the excess back in the jar so we don't waste. And we're just gonna let this dry. While this is drying, go ahead and get your other pieces. I'm gonna quickly punch out the whole things, just the little excess pieces. And if you have tweezers, this will help you, because what we're gonna do is carefully hold this and put glue on the back. Go. Let that dry. And then we're gonna grab our papers. Now this part I like to do with pencil first, and then I go back over it with a black marker pen, like it's like a felt tip pen. Just pretty much any black will work. And then what we're gonna do, so I did about an inch from this point to right here. We're gonna cut that part off. And then with this piece, we're just gonna write sending. And I'm gonna do all capital. And get your black marker and then go over it. And this is what you should have. And then we're gonna grab this inside piece, and we're gonna write your way. I did mine in cursive, but you can do yours any way you like. So this is what you should get. Now, if you want, I added a shadow to the back of this one, and I just used the soft taupe. And all I did was go right behind the words. And it was as if I was drawing it. And you can see it's a really light color, so it does look like just like a bit of a shadow, just to give it some more depth. These are the pieces. Looks like I might have to bend the card some, no worries. As for the inside, I cut this piece a little bit smaller than that, and then you can see I added little sequins to the bottom. You can do it any way you like. You can spread it out, or you can put like a lot at one spot. That's up to you. So what I will go ahead and do is let's go ahead and do the inside of our card. So we're going to grab our white piece and it's going to go right in here. So we're just going to add glue to the back. And then we're going to place it kind of towards the top just to get it an even border. I'm kind of just eyeballing it. And you can place it like this to help you too. So this is now the inside of the card. We're going to grab our sentiment and we're going to add some tape to the back. And we're going to get our sentiment and we're going to place it right here at the bottom. I'm doing it this way just because I have a bigger gap. So I'm going to place it right in the middle. And now we will go ahead and do the sequence. I'm just going to put a few right in here, right in the lid. And then we're just going to place it on. We're going to do one drop at a time, or you can do a few at a time. I'm just going to do a few. If you want to make a pattern, you can. And that's probably what I will do on this one. So this is what you should be left with. Now this should be dry, so we're going to go ahead and close this and we're going to work on the front of the card. You're going to need a cutter, some kind of cutter, either a guillotine or a trimmer. And then I did about an inch, I want to say, for each one, because this is about 5 inches. So at every inch mark, just go ahead and cut one strip. And kind of keep them together so you don't forget what goes where. So after you cut everything, this is how we're going to be putting it on the front of the card. So I do one piece at a time. I'm going to start from top to bottom, and I'm just going to flip this over and then place foam tape on the back. Starting at the top, I'm going to leave just a small space right at the top, but try to put it right center on the sides. So it's going to be like this. And this is what you should have right at the top. And then right below at the bottom, we're going to put our sentiment just like this. Oops. So it's going to go something like this. So I'm going to put this piece on first since it's closest to the edge. That way we can move the sentiment around. And then this we're going to place right about here. You can get it really close or you can offset it a little. So same thing, we're just going to put glue on the bottom. And that is your finished card. This is the outside and here is the inside. This is the next card that we're going to be doing, and as you can see, I have lots of little sequins on there. These are supposed to be balloons with the string, and it says congrats, happy christening. This is just a regular card base, but I'll be sure to put all the measurements and whatnot. What we are going to do is go ahead and cut out all the pieces that we're going to need. And then for the 3 balloons, all I did was get some embossing powder, and I used the circle as a reference. Then go ahead and grab some small like scrap pieces of your mirror card and your pearlescent card, and then we're just going to trace it. With these 3 circles. Now with this black string, you can make it short or long, but all I did was get it really close. Let me see if it'll be able to show. See how it's just barely over the edge of the guillotine? All I did was really like hold it and then slowly cut down to get this really thin piece. And I did that. You can do small pieces like this, or you can do the long edge. That way you can just trim it down. So you're going to do that 3 times. And the pieces that you should get should look something like this. These will be the strings for the bottom. And then, of course, you're going to need these as well. And starting with the words, we're going to go ahead and do this first. So with this one, we're going to turn it over and then add glue to the back. And then we're going to carefully add this and kind of off center it. It will look as if it's a shadow. Oops. And it's good to use glue because then you can like shift it around before it dries. And it should look like this. Now we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to layer it and we're going to put it on kind of like this. And then this is what you should get. Now we're going to put this on top of here. And this is what you should get. So now that we're done with the words, we're going to put this over here. And then we'll go ahead and do the balloon pieces before we put the sequins on it. So first we're going to do this one. And we're going to get some foam tape. Since this is the main one, we're just going to lift it up some. And this one, you can just kind of center it in the middle over here, and you can put it anywhere you like. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap at the top, and I'm going to place it right about right here. Looks good. Right there. And then we're going to glue these to the ends. But what we're going to do so that we can attach our string underneath it, we're only going to put glue in the middle part. Like that. Kind of off to the side. And this is what you should have. All right, now for the string, how I got it curly, all I did was wrap it around. You can grab a pen, anything round, and then you kind of just go all the way around. And I'm just holding the bottom, that way it doesn't move. I want it to be kind of like a tight fit, so I'm gonna push them together and kind of like squeeze. And then we're gonna carefully take it off. And then it should come out like this. So then we can roll it like this. And this is the 3 that you should have. These will be the strings for the balloons. So next, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna place a small bit of glue under here, and then we're gonna place it underneath the balloon. And then you can kind of push down so it catches. If you have tweezers, you can use that too. We're just gonna kind of keep it curled. And we're gonna do the same thing with the other 2. That's why we didn't glue it down. With this one, we're just gonna put a little bit on both sides so it stays really well. Okay. Now we're going to do one at a time. We're just gonna kind of get it back to that small kind of thing, and then we're gonna slowly kind of twist it and turn it until we get it to the way that we like. So I'm just shaping it out, keeping it the same. I'm just making it smaller. And then underneath the points right here, go ahead and add a little bit of glue so it helps keep that shape. And then since we didn't do the bottom, what we're gonna do is go ahead and add foam tape to the back side. That right here. In the middle, we're gonna go ahead and add the congrats. So just wherever you think would be a good spot. So I'm gonna do it kind of right here. Now we can finish the string at the bottom. So I kind of have it going all over the place. You can do the same. And these are all just random spots. Just make sure you keep in mind that you're going to be putting the banners right over here. So like this one will go about right here. I think that's like about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then this one will kind of be off-centered on top. Just a little bit smaller than the other one. And you can make this larger too, especially if it's harder to write smaller. You can make it as long as you need to. So I'll do these ones a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and just glue it down right here. And then before I glue that on there, I'm going to go ahead and write. And I'll write with my pencil first. And we're at happy christening. You can write it in cursive or you can just write it regular. I'm just going to do the same thing, just the big block letters. way we can just cut off the end. And this is what you should have. So with this, you can go ahead and cut off the ends as well. And then if you want to keep that piece on there, I'm gonna probably do it like this and curl it in. So my video cut off on me because I had too much of the storage. But basically what I did right here, I just put dots of glue, about 6 or 7 at a time, and then slowly put them on. I did more of them clustered together at the top, and then I slowly started spreading it out to where it's a lot farther. And that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm just finishing the bottom of the card. So here is our finished card. This is the card that we will be working on next. This is the last card, and I know it looks maybe a little complicated, but it's actually not. I actually only used one die for the whole front part, which is the Hello die from the set. And then I just went ahead and cut a piece of paper the same size as the card base. You can see, and you can use the ivory white or you can use the white. And then all I did was colored with the markers, with these 3 markers, which is the Lemon Drops, Bright Sunflower, and Indian Saffron. So I did from light to dark, and then I cut out one with the mirror card. So what we're going to do first is just color the card. And I'm going to start with Lemon Drops first. And this time, this one I kind of get it straight. I'm going to do more of an angle, so it's going to go down. So you should end up with something like this. Now what we're going to do is, starting from the top, you'll get one good hello, and then pretty much how I have it is kind of how I cut it out. That way I can piece it together pretty easily. I'm going to get my card base ready so I can place it on there. I'm not going to glue it yet, but I'm just going to have it there for me. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'll come back and show you how I did the corners. So I just cut the first piece pretty close to the edge, and that's okay. And then I'm just going to place that where I cut it, which is pretty much right here. and you can see how they're kind of close together. I'm just gonna go behind it, and then I'm gonna cut right here as if there's like a straight line like this, and then I'm gonna do the same thing from right here. And now I did this corner piece, so we'll have this small piece. Get my craft pick. Have this little piece, and then I'm going to place it in the same spot. It's going to go right behind this one. So like this. So as I'm cutting it out, I'm placing it where it should go. So that way when I have to glue it, I can just pick up one at a time and then glue it down pretty quickly. So I'm going to do the next row, and then I'll show you after the row's done. And here is with the next row. So doing that same few steps, we're going to do the rest of this and then set them on here, not glued. These are the pieces. I had to keep them kind of close together because some of it was cut off, but that's okay. We're going to still set them on here. So this is what the paper looks like. Go ahead and keep it close by. That way, if you need help lining it up, you can always set this on top and then put the pieces inside of it, kind of like a puzzle. But I'm gonna do it this way for right now, since I'm missing the top pieces. I'm gonna do one piece at a time, and then the last one will be layering the hello on there. When you're done, this is what it should look like. Now we can go ahead and do the sequence part, and it's just pretty much just putting it in random places, kind of keeping it a little spaced out. When you're done, it should look something like this. And all we're going to do is just trim the edges to make it cleaner. This is the outside. Now we can do the inside, which will be congrats and good luck, since this is more of like a good luck card. You can use any color yellow, and it doesn't have to be a square. It could be like a circle or whatever you prefer. For this one, you are going to die cut the congrats. Just gonna poke this out. That's pretty much the only thing you have to cut for in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and center it right in the middle so I don't have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and do our shape. I'm going to write it out first and then I'll color around it, because the marker that I have, it doesn't spread with alcohol ink. If yours does, color the shape that you want first and then write over it. That way it doesn't spread the ink. This part, like I said, you can do a shape. You can also kind of outline the words too if you want, and then you can add the stars on there. It's pretty much just whatever you think will look best for you. I'm gonna do the lemon drop. It's the lighter yellow, and all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my ruler as a guide, and I'm gonna kind of do the same thing, just like a little rectangle around it. Now I'm just going to add the stars as a border around the good luck. And here is the finished card. Hello, congrats and good luck. Here are all the cards together. We have our congrats, happy christening, our hello, congrats and good luck, and our sending love your way. These are the 3 completed cards.